Yo, Speak, it's an absolute honor to be joined by one of, if not the best receiver currently playing a game of football. He needs no introduction, but I'll do it anyway. Davante Adams, three-time All-Pro, over 10,000 receiving yards already in his career, 95 touchdowns, 872 receptions. The list goes on and on and on. Now, he's a part of the new docuseries on Netflix called Receiver. You already know what it was. Quarterback was phenomenal, but receiver will be just as good. Premieres tomorrow. Davante, welcome to Speak, big dog.
Appreciate you having me, man. It's good to be here.
Hey, good to see you. Now, before anything else, bro, Davante says something, James, that I need you to address.
Yeah.
Because James, hold on, James. Hold on, sir.
Okay, I mean,
hold on, sir. Hold on. Before James, James and Davante played together, viewers, 2015. Obviously, they go back.
That's my brother.
Obviously, they boys.
Yeah,
James Jones, he hops on, he puts his headset in, he goes, Tay, what's good, bro? All Davante says is your phone working. So I just need y'all to address this real quick. I'm just trying to figure out why you ain't hitting All-Pro Davante Adams
so
back.
You want to know what's crazy is because that is my brother. And yesterday I had texted him and he took a little long to respond to me.
Brother was busy.
So, and that's all good. So I text him and I said, your phone must be broke. But you not hitting me back. And he actually responded to me, and I ain't responded till I seen him today. So that's why he like, it's your phone broken. You know what I mean? That's my brother, though.
See, now let me ask you this. Now, did you not respond to me because you was busy, or you felt some type of way? It was one of them.
This is what we here for.
Yeah, because you ain't playing no
Now, Speak.
Now, if anybody know me,
I'm running around doing media.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So that's the only reason why I didn't.
And I hope this Netflix show ain't gonna have you all bougie and all that. But as you know me. You know I ain't never in my feelings, man. I was busy running around. No, to be honest with you, I just said, hey, bruh, left me on red for 3 hours. So you know what I'm saying? I got time to respond. No, what's up though, man? You good?
I'm chilling. I don't even have the red receipts on my phone, so I know you're lying about that. But
dangerous life.
I'm good, man.
Hey, let me, before we get into it, let me ask you this. Netflix's Receiver, what can we anticipate? What should we look forward to? Tell us something that we may not see on camera when we all tune into the premiere tomorrow.
Well, man, I think that contrary to what James was saying, it's not going to be a lot of bouginess. It's going to be the real, uncut, raw version of every one of us, you know. I had a chance to sit down with some of the guys yesterday and talk about, their piece of it. Jets, Amon-Ra, George, Debo, and I don't think I left anybody out. That should be everybody. But we had a great time doing it, man. Just inviting the cameras in, a little bit of behind the scenes of our lives, and enjoy what all goes into us being the players that we are on the field. So. Had a great time filming it, so I just hope that the fans enjoy watching it.
Hey, Randall Cobb had gave up the coaching points that I've always given y'all, man, as youngsters, man. 2 to the left, 2 to the right, 1 down the middle.
Oh, this guy's
and lead the drizzle.
Oh my God!
You started this thing off with 2 girlies. You finally got your boy. How does it feel, man, to know that little young fella's coming, man? I don't know what his name gonna be, man, but how does it feel to have that first boy coming?
It feels great, man. Obviously, I mean, I got my 2 girls, and I love my 2 girls, and it's nothing like having 2 baby girls, but just knowing that I got my boy on the way now, I'm juiced, man. I know that the name gonna live on. I'll be able to go to them games, watching, whatever games it is. And if you don't want to play sports, that's fine too. But most likely he's going to play some sports. And I'm going to get him into golf and all of that. So it's going to be great, man. I know we've been sitting around. All you really care about it in the end is a healthy baby. But we definitely excited about having a baby boy joining us. And I didn't think he was right, but your technique worked, though.
Come on, man.
Yo, I don't
They're getting crazy. Y'all take this to the group chat. This is y'all take this to. Y'all like.
You can't even pause it. Like it's.
This should have been a text conversation.
What's wild is congrats, by the way.
Congrats.
What's wild is I was going to ask you what kind of advice that James would give you as a rookie. So outside of the very obvious, just shared advice, what was JJ like?
Preparing for life.
What was JJ like as a vet, Davante?
Well, people don't know. Me and James actually go even further back than that. So it's not even 2015. It really go back to 2011 when I was coming out of high school, and he was the first athlete that I got to be up close and personal, talk to, watch, work out, and you know, he was actually in his contract year at the time. So, you know, he's old now, but he was kind of a young gun back in the day when I first came around and got a chance to meet him. So, I mean, ever since I met him, he's been nothing but like all different types of figures for me. He's been a veteran leader for me, a great friend to me, and you know, almost a father figure in some moments. Just all of the, you know, the advice he's given me and kept my head right in times where you see right there that tape was about 220 and he wasn't playing the same way that this one is. So, you know, he helped steer me in the right direction, and I'm definitely grateful for him.
That's crazy because he leaves working with you, coaching you up. Now he's trying to coach me up, though.
That's right. Trying to get you
right, left, middle.
Take my advice.
Hey, before we get into the whole football things, I just want to ask you, with the Netflix document with the wide receivers, what made you want to do that? Because, I mean, I know you just from, you know, what's up and going on and stuff like that, but, like, you seem more private, you seem more family-oriented. What made you want to do this?
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't going to do it to begin with, and then it took a little convincing from wifey. Some of my teammates, I told about it. A couple of my other friends, they said, man, like, I feel like this is something you're going to be mad when you look back that you didn't have the opportunity to, or not the opportunity, but you didn't take advantage of the opportunity. So I said, you know what, let's see what's going on. I got a little bit more of the details, you know, find out exactly how much they will be around, because I'm not the type of dude, I don't want to go, you know, I barely do a lot of stuff in public as it is. So I wasn't trying to be running around Vegas with a camera crew bringing more attention to me. You know, I already get enough attention in the city I play in. So I really, like you said, I'd rather be low key and just, you know, kind of fly under the radar as much as I can. So to get this opportunity and to find out that, you know, they're not really going to be that invasive. It's kind of something that's from afar, at least at the stadium, you know, pull up and do a couple things. You know, I think it was maybe like 6 or 7 things outside of the facility with the family. You know, we did a birthday party at the house for my daughter, so we got to catch everybody's reaction because I'm not always up at the school, so not everybody knew at that point that Deja's dad is Davante Adams. So when my wife is inviting them to the birthday party at the house, they think they're showing up to somebody just another kid's house to go and, you know, take their kids over there for a little play date. And lo and behold, they see the house and they're like, okay, the hell is going on here?
Somebody got some money.
And then yeah, right. And then they come in the backyard and then they see, okay, this is Davante Adams' house. So then half the parents run around scared. They don't know what to do or say. They just look, you know, eyes big like this. But yeah, it's cool, man. The whole thing was cool. Just finding out everything that was going to be a part of it. It kind of, once I really scanned through it and talked a little bit more with my wife and everybody, seemed like it would be something that'd be cool to have done and look back on and say, you know what, I'm glad I did that. And my daughter loved going on Netflix and seeing, you know, my face on there and everything. So it's a cool deal.
Hey, let's talk ball a little bit, bro. One of the quotes that got the most attention from you was 2022. You played 8 illustrious seasons with the Packers, one of the greatest Packers receivers ever. You shocked many people. You could argue you shocked the world. You go to the Raiders. Over the course of that tenure, you say, a quarterback doesn't make me. I make me. And I can do this on a consistent level. Break down in more words, why did you say that? What did that mean? Was that a subliminal message? Why a quarterback don't make me, I make me. Elaborate on that.
Well, I like to think that I'm a very direct person. So if I got something to say that's, you know, any type of meaning that you know, any type of underlying meaning, I'm gonna say it directly. So it was definitely no sub. I was definitely not trying to throw a hint at anything. It was direct. Like it is what it is. Like, you know, having a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, obviously that's gonna help anybody. So you can say what you want, like, oh, he had Aaron. Like, obviously, if you have a good quarterback, he's going to make you better. But as you saw with that next season, like, everybody thought that, oh, maybe he's just a product of Aaron Rodgers. And that was just me saying, I'm absolutely not that. I am my own player. I'm a generational talent, and I take a tremendous amount of pride in what I do, which is what led to me being the player that I am, not another human being or, you know, not a system or none of that. It's me and what I put into it. And obviously with the help of a lot of, you know, my supporting cast with the Packers and, you know, continue with the Raiders right now. But at the end of the day, it's a product of the work that I put in and, you know, everything I've invested in this thing. So I just wanted to be clear with that. And like I said, it was no subs. And me and Aaron talked about it and everything. And he agreed. He told people that for years, too. So they made a big deal about it when I said it. But, you know, when he said it, they act like they didn't hear it. But,
was some of your motivation for leaving the Packers to prove that? Like, was some of your motivation, like, you know what, I want to be away from Aaron Rodgers so I can show everybody just how good I am without him? Was that part of the motivation in the decision?
It truly wasn't. It was more of a byproduct of it, and it was something that when I look back on that season, I was definitely glad that I was able to perform the way that I did, in the year previous with Aaron, so that I could show, and, it proves that, obviously, but that was never on my mind. Let me get out of here so that I can prove to the world that I don't need Aaron. At the end of the day, if it meant I was going to, hindsight is always 20/20, but at the end of the day, if it meant that I was going to go over there and lose it all, then obviously that don't mean anything. I'd rather stay with Aaron and continue to be productive and, keep stacking numbers the way that I did, rather than risk it and go somewhere and just to die. So at the end of the day, it was just kind of how it played out. And, I'm definitely not mad about the decision that I made, but, playing with Aaron does make things easier for sure.
He leads the league in touchdowns since he left the Packers, by the way, for the viewers listening.
Right, so quit bringing up all the stats. Yeah, all right, don't read your press clippings, bro. Real quick, man, speaking of 12, our AR8 now, he ain't in Las Vegas. You got AOC, you got Gardner Minshew.
Hold on, James. I don't know if Aiden O'Connell has earned the right.
Yeah, say his name, please.
AOC, Aiden O'Connell. You got.
I don't care who's on here.
We heard who you said.
You got Aiden O'Connell.
There
you go. And you got Gardner Minshew. Obviously, it's a training camp battle. It's going to be a training camp battle. It's a quarterback battle over there in Las Vegas. Is it somebody you want? Is it somebody that's winning the job right now? You got a better feel with one of the guys? How the quarterback position playing out?
Good question.
Well, I mean, I want whoever's going to look the best, when it's time, when it's live bullets. So at the end of the day, I don't have a preference other than the fact that I want somebody that's confident and ready to go when it's time to do it. So whoever that is, that's who I want throwing the ball. I think right now, if I had to say, I think Aiden has the job because, obviously he was here before and that's the way that it was. He was running with the ones more, and until Gardner comes in and, takes the job away from him, I think it's Aiden's job right now. And he doing what he got to do to hold on to it. We still got to keep working and, do what we got to do to grow and get better. We could definitely get better than where we are. He and I, our connection, him individually, even me. At this point in the year, this is not where you are going to show your best. So, throughout camp, when we start really going, the pads is on and, we're doing the real deal. I think that's when we'll be able to decide who the guy will be. And, I'll continue to keep working and getting that camaraderie with that person.
What has Antonio Pierce done to meld this team? Because obviously there's been a lot of changes around the Raiders. They're a huge brand. They have a huge fan base. There's been a lot of turnover and uncertainty, but it seems like the team really loves him, and he's brought a completely new energy. So how do you feel about what he's done with the team?
Yeah, I mean, he really affected the team before he even knew he affected the team. And I say that because we had a little kumbaya. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to get into too much detail about that, but we had a little kumbaya last year, right before we actually made the change. And AP actually got up there and spoke in front of the team. And, I mean, I think he opened up a lot of people's eyes because he'd been a real kind of quiet behind-the-scenes dude. You're a linebackers coach. You don't really have the same voice as the head coach or as a coordinator does. So he was kind of playing his role, chilling and winning us over, just by a few words that he got up there and shared. And we could feel the passion. We could feel that he wasn't scared of nobody in the room, the way he got up there and talked directly, toward specific people. He's not afraid to empower certain players. Like, I've always been a fan of the coaches that can get up there and say, Tay, I need you to tomorrow right here, the night before the game. Tay, I need you to put on your cape tomorrow. Whoever the quarterback is, I need you to put your cape on. Josh Jacobs, I need you to put your cape on tomorrow. Y'all the cape wearers. Now, and then he'll go to the special teams dude. You my hard hat and my work boots, dude. I need you to show up and do what your opportunities you have. You may have 10 plays. I need you to put your work boots on and go do your thing. So for me, I don't like the coach that's going to get up there and just be all together. We have to do this or do that, like whatever. Like, no, be direct about what you mean. Call out certain players and see what they're made of. Tay, it's been a week since you really did your thing. It's been 2 weeks now. You the best, ain't you? All right, get up there, do what you got to do. If you really him, get up there and do it. And that's the type of stuff that I like because those are the type of coaches I had growing up. And those are the ones that got the most out of the players that they had. Sometimes you don't need a change in personnel. You need a change in a coach that can, come in and get something out of a player that maybe he didn't even know what was in there. So that's what we seen basically the next week after we made the change, and we went out there and blew the Giants out. I mean, you can say what you want about the Giants. They're still in the NFL.
Right.
It is what it is. We blew them out after a horrific showing the week before. So, he the type of dude, you bring him in there, and he going to challenge you, make you challenge yourself, and get out whatever you have in there. He going to make sure he pull that out.
Yeah, I love that, because hearing that reminds me of Andy Reid. That's how he is, right? He's not going to talk to the guys that's just on the team. He going, hey, look, man, you the best. When need you to show up tomorrow? So I love hearing that. I got 2 questions for you. They're not going to like this, but I'm sitting with greatness, so I got to steal a couple questions. I do want to ask you this, though. Like, I have a great relationship with all the young, talented players, especially the better ones, due to my career. And they always say from the wide receivers release that you have the best release. I want to ask you, like, where does that come from? Is that just natural? Is that something you worked on? Why do they all say you have the best release off the line of scrimmage?
Well, it's definitely the work that's put in, but we all got our certain thing. Like you with the dead leg and you that quickness, like that's something that's in your genetic makeup that That's why I still remember. I ain't gonna sit here and do this. Me and you got to talk about this, because I don't even think I ever really told you how I feel about you as a player, but you directly have influenced my game too. So watching you and seeing the way that you could get off the spot. Obviously you work at that, but you work at it because you always doing it. So people always ask me, what's the drills you do to work on your feet and work with the quickness and that? And I say, bro, the drills is cool, man, but what are you doing when it's 3rd and 8 and you got somebody lined up on you and they looking at you to convert on 3rd and 8? Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna goof off and just black out and just take off running around a guy and just do whatever? Or are you gonna give them the business and really work on the stuff those drills that you are working on in practice? So every time I get there, team period, dudes get up there, and now it's to the point where it's easy releasing off the line, because now they already in their own head about it, because they know about the footwork. They done seen it on tape a million times. And the reason why they see it on tape a million times is because I done ran a million plays. So every time I line up, I say that to say, every single time I line up, I'm not just going to take a rep off and decide I'm not going to try to kill you. Right. Every single time I line up and you across from me, I'm going to try to put you on the ground one way or the other. And I want you to I want it to be operation, just don't get killed. So that's what they do now. They line up and they say, just don't get murdered by this dude. Yeah. I'm going to line up in front of you and I'm going to chase you around, and I won't look as bad if you catch it and you got 12, 13 yards, but 12, 13 yards 15 times that's a hell of a day. So that's the way I approach it. Every single time I line up, I don't take a rep off. It's always applying pressure and working on, what it is that I'm doing in that drill and taking it over to the game.
Right. My second question is, this one's more from the heart, because I always got a lot of respect for you, so I've been watching you play. When I was in Philadelphia, I got traded to the Buffalo Bills, right? And before that year, everybody would say Shady's the top 2, top 3 running back, hands down, before you even think about it. When the Buffalo, things was a lot different. Team wasn't as good, lineman wasn't as good. You get where I'm getting with this, right? And now, when I talk about wide receivers, the first 2 off the rip, I talk about you and I talk about Tyreek Hill, right? I want to know, what's the mind frame, right, of being strong when you're used to getting the ball a certain way, used to making these plays, because your quarterback is who your quarterback is. Now, I'm not saying anything about the young kids now. I'm just saying from what you've been used to, Aaron Rodgers, you do your part, he do his part, you're going to have big numbers, big stats. And now that the quarterback is not that, right, people may look at this whole thing as, okay, well, is he still top 3? When like, bro, if it wasn't for this, wasn't for that, where I would be at. How do you control that mentally? Because that's tough when people don't see what they need to see. And you got to explain that.
Yeah, the good thing for me is I'm not a people pleaser. I'm a self pleaser. So at the end of the day, me being a self pleaser is going to lead to me put together a great product. Like, I'm real with myself, and I want to put together the numbers every single time I get out there. But at the end of the day, I can only do so much, especially at the position I played. Like, fortunately for you, when you play running back, like, obviously it's the O-line, it's the scheme and all these things. There's definitely more than it's not just so simple. But with receivers, it's the quarterback, it's the play, where's the ball placement, it's all these different things. So as long as I can control just my tape, and I go out there and I put together some good film every single time, that's how I feel good about it. So I'm running these routes for James. I'm running these routes for Joy, Shady. Like, I'm thinking about that when I'm going out there, because y'all the ones like you're not gonna get caught up in, oh, Tay lost it now because he didn't have 1,700 yards. You might look at a 1,200-yard season and say, that boy had a great year. He was open, but the opportunities wasn't the same because of all the different variables. So for me, if I get caught up in only 1,600 yards is the only thing that determines I had a good year, I'm going to go crazy because I don't control but a small portion of what happens out there. So I just make sure that I'm going to control the variable with me. I'm going to be open. So if the line not blocking, like that's part of the game. You know, like that happens sometimes. If the quarterback not looking at me, he should be, but that's part of the game sometimes, you know. But at the end of the day, the only control variable is going to be Tay is getting open and he doing his part. And then the people that want to say that, you know, I'm not at the top of the game no more because of the numbers, when the tape still looks good, I'm not running routes for them.
Hey, tell Shady, too, man, the releases come from playing basketball, even though you can't mess with me on the hoop court. But let Shady know that he can't mess with me on that hoop court neither now,
this man, Shady, this man won one game of horse in Nebraska, bro.
Come on, man.
One game of horse in Nebraska, bro. Now he think he can shoot.
Bro, I was whooping you out there.
Yeah, he walked like a linebacker, though.
Hey, let him know, D.A.
Yo, 6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro. Tay, we appreciate you joining us, man. We know you got a lot to do, family.
I ain't gonna let you get the last part in, man.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.